If you're in wealth management, you've definitely heard of the CTFA. You know, those four little letters that carry some serious weight. But what does it really take to earn the Certified Trust and Fiduciary Advisor credential? And maybe more importantly, what's it going to do for your career? Well, today we're cracking that code.
So why do people call it the gold standard? Well, it's way more than just another certification you tack onto your email signature. It's really seen as this clear, undeniable signal that you've hit an elite level of expertise in the fiduciary world. Let's dig into that a little bit. What does this mark of excellence really mean? It's about so much more than just passing a test. It's about showing a deep, professional commitment to your clients and, honestly, to the craft itself.
And in an industry where trust is literally the only currency that matters, that signal is absolutely crucial. It tells clients, it tells employers that you have the knowledge and, just as important, the ethics to handle their wealth. It's like an instant credibility booster.
Okay, so earning that credibility isn't exactly a walk in the park. Which, of course, leads us to the one question that's probably on your mind if you're even thinking about going down this path.
All right, let's just get right to it. How tough is this thing really? Well, the numbers, they tell a pretty stark story.
The average pass rate, get this, hovers around 42%. That's right. Less than half of the people who sit for this exam pass on their first go. This is definitely not something you're going to cram for over a long weekend.
But here's the key thing to remember. The American Bankers Association isn't just trying to make your life difficult for the sake of it. This rigor is exactly what protects the certification's value. It's a kind of quality control that makes sure when you do pass, that CTFA on your business card actually means something really significant.
So what's behind that tough pass rate? Well, for one, the sheer breadth of material is just huge. On top of that, it's not about simply memorizing facts. The exam throws these application-based scenarios at you that test if you can actually think like an advisor. And, as if that's not enough, you have to stay on top of constantly evolving laws and regulations.
All right, let's pull back the curtain and look at the nuts and bolts of what you'll actually be up against on exam day. You know, understanding the structure is always the first step to conquering it.
So here's the basic rundown. You've got 200 multiple-choice questions and a 4-hour timer ticking down to get through them all. The ABA uses what's called a scaled scoring system, and the magic number you're aiming for is a 500 out of a possible 800. That's your pass. Now, the content itself is broken down into these 5 core domains that you absolutely have to master. And look, this isn't just a random list of topics. This combination is critical because a true fiduciary has to integrate all of them. You're managing investments while navigating tax law and doing it all within a strict ethical framework. This is the holistic knowledge that your clients expect and deserve.
The good news is you do have some flexibility in how you actually take the exam. You can go to a controlled testing center for an in-person exam, or you can opt for live remote proctoring from home, which, offers a lot more flexible scheduling.
But hold on. Before you can even think about booking that exam, you've got to qualify. The ABA has some pretty specific prerequisites to make sure that every candidate is starting with the right foundation.
So generally, you're going to need a combination of professional experience and education. The most common route is that first one, 3 years of relevant experience plus a bachelor's degree. But you'll see there are other pathways, like that third option, for folks who have more extensive, long-term careers in the field.
So what exactly counts as qualifying experience? The key phrase here, and you really need to hear this, is direct client interaction. We're talking about hands-on roles where you are actively delivering fiduciary services. This is a super important distinction because back office or operational roles, while vital to the business, might not actually meet the specific requirement.
Okay, now for the part everybody really wants to know. What's the return on this huge investment of time and effort? What does earning the CTFA actually do for your career?
Let's talk numbers. The national average salary for someone with a CTFA is nearly $88,000. And hey, if you're in the top quarter of earners, you're looking at over $107,000. That is a clear and pretty significant financial step up.
And get this, where you work really matters. At major financial institutions, that average salary jumps to over $100,000. And check this out. At a place like Bank of America, the average salary for a CTFA professional is a whopping $140,000. Pretty impressive.
But it's not just about the bigger paycheck. This certification unlocks doors to senior specialized roles. We're talking trust officer, senior trust consultant. These are positions that demand the kind of deep expertise and proven commitment that the CTFA validates. So when you boil it all down, the value really comes from two main things. First, you get instant credibility with the high net worth clients that you want to serve. And second, you're sending a crystal clear message to your employer about your commitment, which can absolutely put you on the fast track for career advancement.
Look, the CFTA is clearly a challenging journey, but the payoff in credibility, opportunity, and compensation is, well, it's pretty undeniable. It's a commitment not just to passing a test, but to a higher standard of professional practice. So the real question isn't just if you can pass it, but if that's the standard you want to set for your own career.